Guys, how are you? Tom back at you today. How are you doing? Hope you're all well. Okay, so before I get into this video, I just want to bring you all up to date about what's happening with your bike. Really, at the minute, Tom hasn't even got a bike. Maybe I should have a new theme tune. Tom, where's your bike? Where have you gone? Well, my bike is still at the workshop. So for those that haven't seen any of my other videos, on September the 4th I found an oil leak, and because it was the weekend, the 4th was a Saturday, because it was a weekend I couldn't tell the dealership until the 6th, Monday the 6th. So I informed the dealership that the bike had a leak, an oil leak. They said they were going to pick it up on that Wednesday the 8th, but they couldn't. For one reason or other, I got let down. They couldn't pick it up. So then they told me it wouldn't be to the following Monday. They'd pick it up the 15th. So they did pick it up on the Monday the 15th, and they had the bike and dropped it back to me after checking it and doing its first service as well. Brought it back to me on the Wednesday the 18th, and said that there was no oil leak and that it was just a gasket bedding in. That's all it was, a gasket bedding in. So the next day, Thursday, I pulled my bike out of the garage and checked it, and sure enough, the oil leak was there. So I called the dealership back up. They came out the same day, Thursday, picked the bike up, had it overnight. The next day, Friday, they rung me to say, you're right, there is an oil leak. It's quite a big job to do. They're going to have to get the parts. This was last Friday. We're now on the 20th, Monday the 20th, and this was last Friday. It's quite a big job, they said. We're going to have to order some parts, and then we're going to get the bike fixed and get the bike sent back to you Wednesday the 22nd. So fingers crossed I'll get my bike back on Wednesday the 22nd, but I've just got a horrible feeling they're going to say it's delayed for some bizarre reason. So now I've been 3 weeks now without being able to ride my motorbike, because obviously we're an oil leak. I've not been able to ride it since the September the 6th. I've only had it about 5 weeks and I've not been able to ride it since September the 6th, so I'm a bit cheesed off, as you can imagine. So obviously I've got to kind of keep you guys posted and do videos. How can I do a video without a bike? So what am I going to do? So this is what I've come up with. I've had a few questions in the past about safety and about these air vests. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the video on these air vests. Are they worth it? Right, so it's all down to personal preference. Personally, I never ride without my air vest on. Never ride without my air vest on. Not just because I'm a relatively new rider, mainly because a lot of you are probably aware I have balance issues, and it's just for my peace of mind. You can get all different types of air vests, and they range from relatively cheap to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Some are actually computerized, digitalized, and they've actually got GPS readings in them. You have to put them into USBs to charge them, and all kinds of really high-tech stuff. To me, an air vest is an air vest. If it inflates if you fall off the bike, that's good enough for me. So believe it or not, this air vest I actually got from Wish. I'll show you how it all works. It's got a lovely lining in the inside there, and this just goes over my motorbike jacket. It's got a bit of a pad in the centre there. I'll just undo the centre and you'll be able to see the inflated system. There's a little zip on the inside. Now it's actually got padding on the back. So you can see that it's actually got padding on the back, can you see? And the inflation system is here, and this is what actually inflates. That's what inflates when it's the cord, the tether is pulled. So we'll come on to that shortly. So it's nice and light, there's no issues with there. Obviously you can adjust the size and what have you. Here you can adjust the size, and it's got an air compression cylinder just in here, and that's what the compression cylinder looks like. Okay, so this is the tether. This is tethered to your bike. You have one that clips onto here, and what clips onto here is actually tethered onto your bike. Now it's quite long, I found my one. The best way to test that you've actually got the right size, because I can actually get off the bike, and even if I forget to get off it, it just pulls but it doesn't go off. You know you're still attached to it, so don't worry about that. Don't think I'm going to get off the bike and forget all about it. It's never happened to me yet. I've never ever set it off once getting off the bike, never once. So that's good news, because that was my biggest fear, and I'm sure it's you guys' biggest fear. You won't set it off getting off the bike, even in a quick hurry, to tell somebody to go forth and multiply, as we always have to do now and then. But no, you don't, it just tethers. The easiest way to make sure you've got the right length when you attach it to your bike, if you stand on your pegs and stand up straight on your pegs, holding the handlebars and making sure that that's taut. And if that's taut, that's the right length. Any more than that, you're going to be way off the bike before it actually pulls the pull cord here. Okay, so that's the correct length. So it's the tether, you would have seen it on my videos, it's actually on my bike. I'd show it to you, but as you know, I haven't got a bike at the moment, it's in the shop, so subject. So the gas cylinders, how much of the gas cylinders can they be easily replaced? Well, these are the gas cylinders, and yes, they can easily be replaced. I've got quite a few of these, and I've had them got them off eBay. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. And they range anywhere from £10 to about £28. Okay, now if in different countries, I'm sure it is different prices, but for this one that I got off Wish, I've ordered a couple and they're the wrong size, so it's important you get the right size. So what size are they? Well, I've deliberately got this one out to show you, hopefully you can see it. So it's 33 gram, I'm hoping you guys can see this. It's 38 grams CO2 filter, and if you notice, it's a screw top. It's dead important that it's a screw top. Okay, so it must be a screw top. So it's a 33 gram. So if you put 33 gram screw topped CO2 cartridge, that's how you find these. The most common little tip is these are very commonly found on life vests, that inflating life vests. So if you go onto them kind of websites, you should be able to get these as well. Okay, so that's the I've got a spare cartridge. What's it look like when it goes off? Well, thank God I haven't fallen off my bike, and I know you want to see it go off, so it's going to cost me another 28 quid to replace it, but I know you're all begging me to set it off, aren't you? You are, aren't you? Right, great. Okay, well, for you guys, I'll do it. Subscribe, hit that like button, share, come on, get my ratings up there, guys. It's all about algorithms. Okay, here's to the cup of coffee. So it goes over my jacket. Obviously, the other good thing about this is it is high vis, and it does have the reflective strips on it right round. Okay, right round has the reflective strips. There's plenty of room to move, and it's comfortable. When I'm riding a bike, I don't feel like I'm wearing it. I forget I'm wearing it. So that's the great thing about it. When this actually inflates, it also protects the neck area to stop your helmet and your neck flipping around here, there and everywhere. Okay, so the way it works is obviously the bike that's tethered to the bike, the lead that's tethered to the bike comes around here, connects to this, and that's hooked onto there. And obviously if I was T-boned and I came off the bike, if you come off, it would pull away from the bike and inflate, or if I went over the bars, whatever the case may be, it would go off. And you know, if I fell off a bridge into a river, bonus. At least I float. So, I'm hoping that the mic will pick this up. So I'm going to set this off now to show you what it's like for it to actually go off. And how to put the cartridge back as well. Okay, I'm going to show you how to replace the cartridge. Replacing the cartridge isn't as easy as you think. Okay, so when you get this, okay, here we go. This is Jeff the Bear patch, sorry, Jeffrey's Ride. Look it up on Facebook. We're just trying to make awareness and Batten's disease, but have a look at it. I've done some videos on that, but it's a good video to watch. Okay, so if I fall off the bike, I have done another video on this, but this is more in depth on this. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's gone off, but it's gone off quite slow. Maybe that cylinder's a bit. I think I've got it too tight, but anyway. So now that would still be attached to the bike. That would still be attached to the bike. That's up. Normally, in the first video, it goes off like that. For some reason, that was a bit slow. I don't know why. I just think it's this cylinder that's a bit tight. But anyway, so this would still be attached to the link to the bike. This is rock hard, and I mean rock hard. Okay, so it's inflated around the back, as you can see, and it's all padded here. It's all rock hard on the back. It's all padded around the side as well, right round. That's all padded around the back. It's also padded right round the shoulder. Right round the shoulder. It's all padded. And this is what I mean. And now bear in mind, obviously I haven't got a helmet on. Now I'd have a helmet on, so my movements, it would stop the knocking from back and forth and left to right. So that's why I like the fact that it goes right round the neck, right round the neck, right round to the left and right. Okay. I'm going to take it off. It literally is just like a life jacket you'd have if you were sailing or something. So hopefully you can see it a bit better now. Can you see it right round the neck? It's all padded. Right round the shoulders, it's all padded to the chest. And round to the back, it's all padded. So now I am mystified as to why it took a little bit longer to go off. Normally it's instant, it just came off. So I might have to do another test. But anyway, so now that it's up, how'd you get it down? Is the question. How'd you get it down? So the way it works, it's like this. This is in here, like so. In here, there's a firing pin. It's a spring. And the spring, once this is pulled out, pushes the pin, and that silver bit there, that you may be able to see, just there, that's the firing pin. So the green, can you see the green bit there? I don't know if you can see that, hopefully you can, the little green bit. That's the actual spring right there, okay? That spring shoots up the firing pin straight up into the cylinder, piercing the cylinder. And that's how that goes. To put that back in, you have to remove the little rubber cap, and as you can see, once you remove this little rubber cap, these little screw bolts here, we just loosen that off. We loosen that off, and there you go. You can see the pin. Now what I'll do is I'll take this off completely so you can see. So to deflate it, we just remove the cylinder. That's all we do to deflate it, is just remove the cylinder. So I'm just going to take that screw off at the bottom, just so you can see how we put it back together. So there's the screw. Little washer. Get the spring. There's the spring. So that screws up like that. The spring goes in there. And that goes into the centre. Which is that. And that's the firing pin. Now if I had a little screwdriver, I'll be able to take that out. Anyway, so let me take the cartridge out. As soon as I take the cartridge out, the air vest will go down. Here we go. It's just unscrewing it. That's all we do. Just unscrew it. And as you can see, it just goes down instantly. So there's the cartridge. And I think the reason why it went up slowly is because when the pin went up, I didn't have it tight enough. So the pin didn't hit it quickly enough, and it just made a very small pierce. So there's a lesson learned for me. I need it tighter. Okay, so there you go. So when I had that screwed up, I didn't have it up tight enough, and that's why it didn't go off quickly. The pin was slow going up. So lesson learned. Okay. As you can see, I got this particular cartridge from a place called C-Safe. That's where I got this particular cartridge from. If you find them places hard to find where you get these. Again, that's to do with life jackets and that sort of things. But that's where I got this particular cartridge from. Again, I'm sure there's other places available where sell them. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but that's where I got this particular one. I'm sure you can get them in many different places. So that's it. The vest goes down. Get all the air out. So that's the dead one. I'm just going to push all the air out. And now it's back down to its normal size vest. So, how to refigure it for the new one. Okay, so let me just see if I can get this firing pin out. Just give me 2 seconds to get a screwdriver. Okay, sorry about that guys, do apologise, but I'm trying to be as thorough as possible for you. Okay. So now I've pushed the firing pin right up, and I'm hoping you can see the firing pin there. So that there is the firing pin. So if I push that, that's what gets pushed up. So there you go. Now you can't see it, I've got it back down. So now we go back down to the centre bit here. So that would slide up with the spring. As the spring ejects, that would slide up into the canister, pierce the canister, and off it goes. Okay, so first of all, I must put this back. So that obviously that little ring goes in there, and it's obviously can just come straight out at the minute. So I'm just going to put that in there, hold it there. Then the spring and the screw goes into the bottom, into here. So okay, exactly where it was before. Spring and the screw into the bottom like so, and then you just screw that tight. And obviously the tighter it gets, this one harder to pull out. So when you first get your jacket, always check this as well. Okay, now at the moment I only put that on finger tight. See, you don't want it too tight because obviously you want it to pull off when it comes up, but then again you don't want it too loose because, like you just saw, when I had it too loose, it did inflate, but it inflated slowly. So I might give that another nip with a spanner, because obviously when you come off, that's going to be quite tall, so it's just pulled quite tight. So that's it. That's how you've replaced that. That's all done. And then you get your new cylinder. Okay, remember what I said, it's a 33 gram screw. Okay, 33 gram screw top canister, and you can see it's literally the length of the palm of my hand. So it's not these small ones that you see. Okay, so 33 gram CO2 cylinder. That's what you're looking for. If you type that into anything, I'm sure you'll find all the places that sell these. Okay, and then that just screws into there like so. In it goes. Job's a good one. So the other great thing about this cheap one, okay, from Wish, it cost me about £120, I think it was, off Wish, there or thereabouts, with the shipping. As you can see, it's reusable. Now, with these really expensive ones, I'm sure you have to send them back to get redone and reset up and what have you. So that's screwed back in nice and tight now. The cap goes on the bottom over to cover the screw that we showed you there before. That goes on there. Obviously that goes through there, and it's even got a little zip here so you can zip it back up. Zip it back up and it's out of sight. The amount of times I've been riding and I've been off my bike and I'm talking to other bikers, they don't actually realise it's an air vest. They just think it's a high-vis jacket. They've actually said, "Oh, I just thought you were wearing a high-vis jacket. What's that thing hanging off?" I say, "Well, it's an air vest. That's what it is." So, so there you go, guys. There's the air vest back on, ready to deploy. It's all good to go. Ready to deploy. I hope you found that video helpful. Like I said, I'm just trying to think of ideas to do videos when I haven't got a bike at the minute. But hopefully, as soon as I get my bike back, I'll do another video, okay? Guys, help me out. If you do like the channel, you do like the material I'm giving, hit the like, share, subscribe, do the usual. But also, if there's anything that you want me to cover in any of the videos, let me know. Help me with ideas for videos for you guys, and I'll do it. I'll happily do it for you, as long as it's within my means. Okay, so this has been Tom signing off for now. Just want to say, ride safe, guys. Keep safe. Look after each other. God bless. And hopefully I'll see you soon.